today we're gonna learn how to do some shading on gold or any metal. Honestly, I will do first a little bowl here and also show you how to apply the method to actual art, you know. So let's start with our bowl. I'm gonna create a new layer and clip it onto our base. And I like to start with a color like this that's kind of a warm yellow. You can use a different starting tone, like something more grayish like this, or something more rosé, whatever. I like it like this. So usually I start by selecting my base color, and I like to go warmer. And I also go down in saturation and value, somewhere around here. And I put this layer to multiply. Then I will take... Oh, I'm in the way. Hold on. You cannot see. There we go. I take a soft brush, but also I make it a little bit harder because too soft is not good. And so our main shadow, I like to make it something like this. So it has a little bit of a hard edge. I'm imagining like that light is coming from this way, sort of. And maybe we can also blur a little bit this edge, not super hard. Okay. Then using the same color, I will make the brush very soft and lightly brush the opposite side like this. At this point, I'm gonna lock this layer and keep more or less the same color that I have right now, but increase the saturation and maybe also the value a little bit. And I will lightly brush the edge over here. Something like this. Now we can add maybe a little bit of highlight. The way that you want to do this really depends on how your gold piece is. Let me show you. So because this is a sphere, I will add my highlight here to show the three-dimensionality of the sphere. And I generally use the add glow layer mode simply because I'm used to that because of Live 3D. It honestly doesn't matter. Use whatever you want. We can, if we want, to blur a little bit the sides, or to make it more seamless, you can also duplicate this layer. Select the one that's under and apply a blur filter, Gaussian blur filter. Right, to make this look cooler, we could also decrease the opacity, lock the layer, and choose a more reddish color, orange. At this point, to make this look more reflective, I'm adding another layer, still in add glow, and with an orangey color. I want to add some reflection down here. Something like this. And maybe also on this other side. It makes it look very metallic, right? You can also decide to move stuff around if you don't like how it looks, whatever, you know. And I think another cool thing that we can do is add another multiply layer just to make it a little bit darker here. So I'm gonna select this color and go less saturated. Darken it a little bit here. This really depends on what look you want your gold and metal to be. If you like it darker, make it darker. Otherwise, don't. However you prefer. I'm just I'm recording a tutorial, but I'm also experimenting a little bit. No, I don't like that. Okay, another thing that I always do with metals as well is adding a little bit of sparkles, because yes, I always add the sparkles to everything. Anyways, just a little bit. Or if you have a glitter brush, you can use that as well. This is the ball, more or less. This is basically the method that we're gonna use, but I want to show you on here, because generally when tutorials use this down ball, then you're not sure how to take that and bring it to a real situation like this. So something that doesn't happen in our bowl but does happen here is that our gold piece has different faces. Like, I'm imagining these to be pretty flat. So this thing will probably have like an edge, right? So I am putting a clipping layer on top of my base color, set it to multiply, select this color. Now I go a little bit more red and a bit darker. I will select a brush that is not too soft, and I will make a little bit of an edge down here. Just like that. On the whole, all of the shapes. I keep on clicking on this side because usually I have my color wheel on the other side. Generally, to choose where to place that, you just need to think what's the lower side of this. So to know where to put my darker color here in this curve, I need to think which of this side is looking down. So this is looking up, so the shadow will be here because this is looking down. Okay, now I am doing the same exact thing but with an add glow layer. On the upper side you can pick a bright yellow color. And we're gonna do the same thing. You see that now it's not much, but it's starting to have some shape. So now I will create another layer and put it in multiply mode. And this is gonna be like the first step of the ball that we did. So selecting the base color, going more red and more dark. And somewhere around halfway, I am making this hard cut like this, where the left side is soft and the right side, sorry, the left side is hard and the right side is soft. And then I'm gonna make the sides dark like we did with the sphere. At this point, I'm gonna add an add glow layer, select a light yellow, and put our main lights like this. If you're making a live 2D model, make sure to keep this layer separate, because like that you'll be able to create cool light moving effect like that. So now this is our like main light, but this is gonna look so much cooler if we add another add glow layer, but this time we're gonna pick a reddish color and darker, and we're gonna add some extra lights going all across like this to increase the reflective look. For this, I'm just literally using the default airbrush tool. You don't need a lot of things. And maybe try to vary the size of these little reflections that we're making. They can also follow the shape that you're working on. So here they're going like kind of like a curving like that. Now I think we can do the same thing a little bit, but with some more darkness. This is looking too light for the look that I am going for. You could just leave it like this, but I want a bit more darkness. So I just picked the same color that we have here for the shadow. And first of all, I'm gonna make the shadow here a bit darker. And then I will add some dark points, some extra dark points like I did with the light. One cool thing that you can do to add some extra detail to this is to take the liquify tool and drag this shadow around. Look what it's doing. Did you see? As I'm dragging it around up and down, left, right, it's creating like this cool effect. You just do the same thing, drag it around until it looks cooler than before. Like that. Okay. Now, I think I'm improvising a little bit. I think I'm adding another layer on top of everything. And I will just add some hand painted details here and there. So because I don't like super much how blended everything looks. I want there to be some more hard shapes like this that I just made. So I'm just gonna use the colors that I already have to add in some hard shapes here and there. Maybe even trying to follow the shapes that I have. Like here I have this point. So we could imagine that I could have like a shadow here that makes that look more three-dimensional, right? I'm just continuously painting and color picking. to blend. And we can also work the underside a little bit like this as well, to make it more interesting. As you can see now here, it's like all one single layer. Mostly one single color. So I'm picking a random color from anywhere and I'm brushing it in a little bit. And then I'm blending. You see how much more interesting that looks now? And I just do the same thing all across. I see you using a custom brush called the render brush. How does that one work? It's a very simple brush that is a little bit, let's say, creamy. I like that it blends the color very well. Do you see when I'm making a line, how the start and the end are like blurred? It's very cool when you're shading freehand like this because it creates some gradients already by itself. You can find it on the Clip Studio assets. It's literally called the render brush. If you can be patient and wait until I am finished with this, I will also put the code for you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I will put it in the video description. And that's just like it. I am freehanding a little bit of details here and there. I feel like this is something that I have learned with time. That yes, you make the shadow layer, the light layer, the reflection layer, but then you can also put a layer on top and add the details here and there, just paint it a little bit without thinking too much about layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3, just paint. You see? Before and after we have some more detail. It looks cooler. Now, another thing that we can do it's a little bit hard to decide when I'm done. I'm almost done, don't worry. We can grab another bright yellow layer and make the sides a bit brighter, like what we did earlier with the ball. Don't overdo, just a little bit. And one last cool thing that you can do is taking the colors that are close to your gold and brushing them in just a little bit, and you probably want to drag this down just above the base color. This effect looks cooler maybe with silver or other metals, because technically gold has a color by itself, right? It's either yellow or pink, while other materials like silver, for example, are much more reflective. So if you do this with silver, it's gonna look incredible. Okay, last step. Do we remember? Don't forget sparkles. Yeah, yeah. Let's add our little sparklies. Just a final checking if you like everything. If you want to change, add, draw some more. I think I'm done. What do we think? Do you like it? Now you have learned how to shade gold. Good job, and thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow me if you want to see more tutorials like this. Also feel free to tell me what you would like to see next, and don't forget to come watch my stream